Hey guys, in this video we'll be continuing with the Python video tutorials. We'll be going over the continuation of lists. We'll be working on the index method. So earlier you saw how the in operator can be used to determine whether an item is in a list. Sometimes you need to know not only whether an item is in the list, but what index it is located at. So the index method is useful in this case. So to do that, you pass an argument to the index method, basically a parameter. You pass a parameter to the index method, and it returns the index, the first element in the list containing that item. If the item is not found in the list, the method raises a value error exception. So it doesn't just return a true or false. If it's not found, so I guess in other languages or methods it may return a true or false in other cases, but in this case it just returns an exception if it's not found, so it could disrupt the whole program, so just be careful. You can maybe even create your own function to see if it's in the list. If an item is in a list and you can return a boolean, that might work better, up to you. So this, we'll just do an example code here. So I'm in pycharm as usual. We'll just have a main function here. So we'll just have, we'll just say food str, food strings or whatever. Food strs points to just some different foods. So I'm just entering some strings, excuse me. Just some random food strings. Maybe just do one more. Alright, so we just have a bunch of different food strings, so we'll just continue. So I'll print the items in the list. So I just have a string to the user, just explaining that this is the items in the list. Then instead of looping through the list with a for loop, we can just print food strs. Should have maybe called that list. That's fine, doesn't really matter, so we'll just print out food strs. So we'll say item points to input. We'll have a message, which item do you want to change. Question mark. We'll just add a new line. So here we'll use a try and except block. So we'll say try, I'll say item index. So we're going to use the index method. So we'll have points to food strs dot index. So basically it's going to pass the item that was selected, or the item that was chosen. So now we can say food strs at list index item index points to. Actually, sorry, I think I messed up something here. So we have just going back for a sec. We have try block, and then we have item index points to food dot index, or food str dot index, passing an item. So, whoops, sorry, just hit the mic by accident. So then here we'll have, we're going to add a new item to the list, or a new element. So we'll say new item points to input. We'll have a message or a prompt, enter the new element. New line, and then we'll have food strs of list index item index points to new item. What's wrong with that? Let's see what's happening with that. Some kind of error here. Acceptor, okay, so it's still waiting for the acceptor finally. Block. Okay, so after all that, we'll print the list food strs. Get out of the indentation, we'll have an accept block. We'll accept value error. Then we'll print the item was, so basically if the item was not, if a value error was caused because the item wasn't found, then we'll say that the item was not found in the list. Basically, if the index doesn't exist, again, remember I said that it throws an exception. If the item is, if the item is or the element is not found within the list, the index method throws an exception. That's why I said you can create your own version of it to search through the list and return a boolean, which we won't be doing in this video, but since it returns a value error and you're using it in your code, you're using the index method, you might want to accept a value error just in case it's not found. Then you can print that the item was not found in the list in that case. and that's all. So here, so just get out of all the indentations and then just have the main function call. So I'll just save and run it. The items in the food list are, let's just choose like, let's just go with burgers, because those are good, so we'll just have burgers. So I'm going to select it, enter the new element, let's just add chicken. So now the list is pizza chicken, so it changes the whole list basically. We could maybe step through this. One sec here. So let's just choose some kind of, actually sorry, let's create a breakpoint here. So I put a breakpoint at line 13, I'm going to click the debug icon. So it's going to start at main, I'm going to step in, it's going to save our list to the food STRs variable, it's going to tell us that it's a list. It's going to print the items in the food list are. That's going to be just a message to the user. So we'll print food STRs. So it's going to print the food STRs list. Which item do you want to change? I'll step over that. So now it's going to wait for input. So I'm going to type something in. So I'll just select one of the items in the list. I'll just select the first one. So try will step in. So it's going to tell us that item points to the string pizza. Item index now is going to point to food strs.index of item, which basically it's going to match the string and see which index it's in. The first one the first item that's found. So it should tell us that item index points to index 0. So new item now points to enter the new element. So that's going to be looking for a string. I could have specified that, but we'll just type in a new string here. So we'll just say that we want like juice or something. So food STRs of list index, item index, so we can check our item index, or item index is 0. So it's going to select, it's basically taking a hand and it's going to put its hand in with the item, the new item, and drop it into index 0. So it's going to, basically we took index 0 out of the list, where we chose it, now we're overwriting it basically into a new string in that index 0. So food STRs of list index 0, which is, because item index is 0, points to new item. The new item is juice. That's the string juice. So I'll step over, it'll print that to the user, or to the output, the new list. So it prints the new list, and that's it. So as you can see, we have pizza as the first element, in index 0, in list index 0, and once we select pizza to change, and then we enter the new element juice, and now pizza was swapped for juice in index 0, and that was all done with the index method. So we'll just end it here. We'll continue with more list methods in the next tutorial. If you guys liked the video, you can like and subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.